All right, all right. Hello, hello, everybody. It is January 22nd, 2019. Today, we are excited to have you guys on, of course, for yet another team call. We are going to bring you guys, hopefully, some value tonight. We're taking it back, kind of bringing it back to the beginning of things, and that is we want to talk to you guys about customers today, all things customers. So from the moment you start posting to attract customers to following up, we kind of want to go over some of that stuff with you tonight. So we do have a PowerPoint. I'm going to share my screen with you guys so you can see the PowerPoint. So give me 1 second. Let me pull it up for everybody. Share. All right. So this always looks so different to me. View, present. Yay. All right. So first things first, we do have some business updates. So per usual, I'm going to pass it to G tonight. G Money.
Hey, friends. So for everybody going to convention, if you have purchased your ticket already, please send a screenshot to your upline so we can get it entered into a raffle that our bigger team is doing. But I don't know that it's a raffle. They're doing a giveaway. So everybody who has a ticket, you get an entry. So give it to your upline so we can get it submitted. Another thing is I don't know if you guys receive emails from the company. I do. And they have informed us that they have updated our SmartShip rules. So everybody who was grandfathered in November, remember how they said we couldn't touch it? We can only change the date or the address and how we pay. But if you added anything to it, it's going to bump you off. They've changed it. So now you can change your date. You can change your address. You can change what card you use to pay for it. But you can also add things to your SmartShip. You cannot change the quantity. So let's say, for example, you only have coffee on the grandfathered SmartShip, but you kind of want to try Xanthomax with it. You can add Xanthomax, but you cannot change your 1 coffee to 2 coffees or your 1 coffee to dose. So as long as you're adding on a new product, it's not going to change your grandfathered price. If you change anything with the grandfathered item, it's going to kick you out and give you the new price, which is no big deal, right? Because it's not really that much of a difference, but it's the same way for your customers. So this is huge for your customers. If they're only ordering coffee and now they're like, oh, you keep talking about dose, let me add on the peel, they can add it on and it's not going to affect their previous SmartShip prices. So that is the update for that. And if you want the email, I can send it to you. If you haven't got it, you're just going to have to send me your email address. So that's all I have for that. And then Rank Makers is open tomorrow. We preach about that like crazy because that is what helped us grow so much in like a year. We have completely changed who we are. If you were in the 14-day challenge, you know that it was open for you guys. I think it's today. But it opens up for everybody else tomorrow. So if you're not on the waiting list, get on the waiting list. We can type in the comment what the link is, and then you can sign up for that. That's all I got. Okay, so now that we're done with the updates, let's talk about attraction marketing. And if you guys know me for even like 2 minutes, you know that this is my jam because I always tell you guys, I hate talking to people in their messenger. Like it used to freak me out. And I didn't want to be that icky girl that, you know, like I haven't talked to you since high school. And now all of a sudden I want to pop into your inbox and we're going to pretend that we're besties, right? I didn't want to be that person. So I worked really hard on how to share my story. Sorry, that's my kid, you guys, real life here. But I worked really hard on how to share my story on social media to have people coming to me. Now, do I still reach out to talk to people? Absolutely, because you cannot stop doing that. Like you're always going to have to do it, but you can make it so much easier and you can make it to a point where when you are in people's inboxes, it doesn't feel weird anymore because they know who you are and they've already already got to know you, you got to know them. So it feels like you're a real friend, right? So I preach this all the time. Like, you guys know I am not Sid the Science Kid. Ask me anything about this coffee, and guess what I'm going to tell you? I don't know. And you want to know why? Because I don't know. All I know is I drink this coffee and it makes me feel a certain way, and I share it with other people and they drink it and they feel a certain way, and that's what I go with. Everybody in my my team chat, I'm pretty sure they all want to shoot me because they ask about like this ingredient, or they ask about like, do we have like scientific research on this? And I'm like, I don't know, guys. Like, I'm not the person for that. So I can just tell you, this is how it makes me feel. And when you are talking to other people, if you are leading with facts, you're going to get a lot of questions. You're going to get people who tell you, okay, I think I need to research this. Or what is this ingredient? What does it do? Do you know how much green bean is inside the ingredients? Like, they're going to start asking you guys crazy things because you're leading with the facts. But if you just tell them, hey, look, I really don't know anything like all about that stuff. All I know is I've been drinking this for 6 months, and I used to have like crazy binge eating disorders. And for some reason, I'm not craving food so much like I used to. Like, that's going to make them think like, oh my gosh, I don't even care what it is that she's taking. I want to try it too. So lead with the story, you guys, and you guys have your own story on why you're drinking this coffee. That's huge. But there are other people who have stories too. If you're in our sneak peek group, John and Rox, they shared their story, you guys, and it was amazing. Like, you can just feel their passion in their voice and in their heart, and they just did such an amazing job. And guess what? They never once told me any facts. They just told me how they felt, how they found this product, why they're using it, and why are they wanting to share it with others. And it was so inspiring. I had a lot of people I added into that group tell me they were the favorite storyteller because it was so real. So share your stories. Now, this is a huge one. And if you're in Rank Makers, Ray talked about this yesterday, the call to actions. When I first started, probably three years ago, when we were posting our curiosity posts, right? We were taught to post, comment below for more info, or post your favorite emoji or something. We were taught to post a call to action to tell people what to do for the next step. Well, I never really did that. When I was in Beachbody, we're just going to say Beachbody because, you know, that they were the one who taught me that. When I was in Beachbody, they always told me, Jermaine, you're doing your posts wrong. And if you don't tell people what to do, they're not going to know what to do. So if you don't tell people to reach out to you, they're not going to reach out to you. I didn't put that because to me, it kind of felt icky. Like, how can it be a curiosity post when I'm telling you, like, hey, I'm trying to sell you something? Like, hey, be curious about this product, but don't really be curious. I'm just trying to sell you something. So I didn't do it. And because I didn't do that, it forced people to come out to me, because what happens when you see something your friend's doing and they're not offering it to you? You want it because they didn't say, hey, Kelly, like, I tried this new wine and I think you're going to love it. Would you like to try it? No, Kelly's not going to want it. But if I start drinking this wine and I'm like, oh my God, like, this wine is so amazing. There's like 0 calories in this. And every time I drink this, like, my ketosis level is so high. I don't even know how I lose weight. And I never offer it to Kelly. Guess what Kelly's going to say? What the heck are you drinking? Can I have some too? Because I never offered it to her. So if you stop your call to actions, people will reach out to you more. I promise, because that's how it works for me. But not only that, maybe you don't care about my word. Like, whatever. Who the hell are you, Jermaine, to tell me what to do? Well, guess what? Mark Zuckerberg has noticed that a lot of us do this now. So your call to actions, they're now flagged. So when you put comment below for more info, or post an emoji, or I don't know, give me the poop emoji. When you post things like that, Facebook flags it as spam and less people see it. So the more call to actions you have, the less people are going to see it, and nobody's going to give you an emoji because they didn't see it. So take that off, you guys. I know it's going to take some time. You're not going to do it right away, but try your best to wean it. Now, I always tell Kelly, like, whenever I have something I think is a good idea, I don't just say, hey, do this because I said to do this. I say, hey, I think this is a good idea, and this is why I think it's a good idea. So one of the girls on my team, I won't name drop her because I don't know, I didn't tell her, so she might not appreciate it. But I told her to stop doing that, stop putting call to actions, because I've noticed that for the the previous years, it's kind of coming off spammy. Let's pull it back a little bit. So she did, and this month she signed 7 customers. You guys, just that one small thing she changed, 7 customers. Last month I think she had 2. So that shows me, and it shows Kelly, because when I told Kelly about it, she's like, I don't know, it kind of works. Like, it kind of does, but you can get better results if you take it away. So I always test things out before we share it with you, and that was proof that it works. So give it a try and come back and let us know how it works for you. Less is more sometimes. I really don't know what Kelly means about that. Are you talking about my posts? Like, stop talking, like Jermaine, cut it off?
Sometimes, I will say, sometimes I tend to fall into the trap of every post is going to be this very long post, or that every post has to be like, I need to post all the time, or I need to be posting 3 times a day. Like, some of you guys may be coming from other network marketing companies that tell you that these are the things you should be doing, that you should be posting a lot, and that you should be, if you want to put up a wordy post, I love a good wordy post. Like, I just put up a solid wordy post. And that should never interfere with telling your story, but that doesn't mean every single post you put up, especially if it's just going to be for like sharing a little bit about your lifestyle or about something besides the business, they don't need to be like 3 paragraphs long. You can keep it fun, keep it short. Sometimes less is more. It's going to take you and your profile way farther to think about what you're putting up as value, right? You don't just want to be putting something up for the sake of putting something up. So that is what I meant by less is more sometimes. Okay. So
interaction. It's true.
It is true. It is very true. And I've learned that the hard way. So the next thing that I just want to like quickly touch on this, and I'm going to just quickly touch on this and I'm going to pass it off too. But follow-ups, you guys, they're so important. Think about it. How many times did your sponsor have to follow up with you? I know that question, because it always seems different when we're on this side of the follow-up, when we're the ones doing the follow-up. But you have to kind of remember, like, how many times did your sponsor actually follow up with you? Because I know there are quite a few people on this call that I've had to follow up with more than twice, 3 times, 4 times. Possibly may have harassed a few, I'm kidding. I have never harassed, but like I have followed up with many people. And it's sad to say that 44% of people give up after one follow-up, like one single follow-up. They're just kind of like, they didn't respond to me, or they ghosted me, and then they're like, they didn't respond. I can't follow up again. You sure can. You sure can follow up, because 80% of sales are made between attempt 5 and 8. I know that this was a big shocker for me to hear that follow-ups happen. The main sales happen between following up 5 and 8 times. Those are big numbers for a lot of people, that they think like, there's no way I could follow up with somebody 8 times. Obviously we're not saying follow up with somebody 8 times in 1 week. And this, I have had plenty of prospects that I have chatted with for over a year, you guys, that I've just continued the conversation and continue asking, is now a better time, or whatever that specific follow-up was. I'd invite them to different events. That's considered a follow-up. Getting them into sneak peeks, things like that. And it's super important to remember that follow-ups are important, especially in the world of social media, because another thing I like to remind people is that people normally, especially if they're not in network marketing, they don't utilize social media at the same rate as we do. So that means like they may have quickly glanced at your message, or accidentally, how many times have you like accidentally opened a message, right? And then you like forget you opened the message. I know Connor sometimes even will open messages, like if they have kids. There's so many different variables that we have to not get down and hard on ourselves for when somebody doesn't respond, or for, you know, their response comes way later, or whatever it may be. It's up to us to remember that, like, you know, we don't know what's happening on their end. So until somebody specifically tells me, no, thank you, I'm no longer interested, I keep following up. That is super, super important to remember. So we just wanted to like touch on that and encourage you guys to not be afraid of follow-ups. If you don't know what to say in a follow-up, we have literally so many different follow-up scripts in the Dynasty, in the file section. If you feel like follow-ups are really, really scary for you, please consider joining Rank Makers tomorrow. It is a huge help on what to say to people. If you're one of those people that feels like you get stuck on what to say to people or how to say it, and you don't want to sound salesy, but you do want to follow up, Rank Makers is a huge, awesome tool to help you grow and learn in that area so that you do feel super comfortable. Okay, so customer retention. So let me move this down here. And Megan is going to cover this for us, wherever the heck she is. I can't find you. Unmute you. There you go.
Okay. What's up, guys? All right. Some good info tonight. So let's talk customer retention. So this is huge, you guys. If you want to grow a customer base and that residual income to where you add 20 customers this month, right? Or however many, 10, and next month you have, you know, a really high retention rate on your smart ships from the previous month, and then you add another 10 customers, think about the compound effect on your volume and hitting super affiliate and never have to worrying about ever losing super affiliate. I know for me, I have enough customers and customer retention. I don't worry about hitting super affiliate. I hit super affiliate on my own, like in the first few days of the month. So customer retention, when you have a customer order, first, it starts with the order process. You have to direct them what to do. I'm pretty sure we have a script for this. If we don't, I will make sure it's there tomorrow about what to send them. Here, this is how you order. This is the price of dose, but when you click Smart Ship, it drops down to this. If you want the coffee, this is the Smart Ship price. It drops down to this, blah, blah, blah. I highly recommend, if you're just going with the coffee, to get the tub versus the bag, because you get 30 servings versus 24. Like, there's a whole script I send people when they're going to order, because people, they don't know. And then people have where they order a bag and they're like, well, I only got 24 servings. I wish this had 30. It's your job to direct people. So you direct them how to order, what to order, blah, blah, blah. And I say, let me know right when you're done ordering. Tell me when you're done ordering. And then they do. Hey, I just ordered. And then it's saying thank you. Yay, I'm so excited for you. I can't wait for you to start feeling whatever they told you their pain point was in conversation, losing weight, feeling happier, whatever it was, right? And so I can't wait for you to start feeling this way, more energy. Let me know when you get your products, and say thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate every order. Let me know when your products arrive. So then the next step, you've directed them to the next step. Next step is they get their products. Hey, I'm so excited. My products arrived today. And you're excited for them. Awesome. Next step is this. You tell them how to take their products and what they should be feeling. You're going to say, if they got dose, the recommended is take the Xanthamax about 20 minutes before you drink the coffee. You might feel tired the first couple days. Some people do. You just have to direct them. You might have a headache the first couple days. The first week, it's balancing out your hormones. Stick with it. Drink lots of water. Start with half a scoop. Like, there's certain things you want to tell them, especially the use half a scoop. You might be caffeine sensitive. So you have to direct them and tell them, okay, so those are your directions. Tell them how to use the product. let me know how day one goes. I can't wait to hear you feel that boost of energy and the mental clarity. I deal with women a lot. So my thing is, you're going to feel like Superwoman at about noon. If you drink it at 9 a.m., at about noon, you're going to feel like Superwoman or Supermom, because that's my niche. And so then most of the women then are messaging me back, oh my God, you're right. I feel like freaking Supermom. I just cleaned up my entire closet, or, whatever it is. So direct them and then let them know. Tell me how you feel. Tell me how you feel day one. So you're going to check in with them day one. And then if they're feeling pretty good, I check in with them about 3 or 4 days later. Usually I'm like, hey, how's it going? You're on day 3, day 4. How you feeling? And then after that, it's about a week. And then all of my SmartShip customers are on a monthly check-in. Like I check in with them that first month several times, like, a day, couple days after, a week, the next week. And then after that, if they're like loving the products, they're feeling good, there's no issues, they feel great, they're loving it, then I'm putting them on a monthly check-in where I'm checking in with them once a month. Hey, I appreciate you're still on your SmartShip. That's awesome. You still must be loving the products. How's it all going? And then I talk to them about, we haven't got to that part yet. We're not there yet. Converting to a rep, yeah. Okay, there we go. So it's a natural progression, right? So I have a ton, and that's how we really want you guys in the beginning, if you're brand new, to focus on customers. Getting some customers by sharing your story, sharing your love for the products. You get people involved. They're on the products. They love the products. Then it's a natural progression for them to convert to a rep. And by that point, they want to share it because they love what the products have done for them. And so it's a natural thing, right? So you're checking in with your customers. How's it going? However you want to check in with them. It doesn't need to be the exact timeline I said, but just make sure that you're not signing up customers and just never checking in with them again. Okay, that's a sale. I'm moving on to the next sale. No, it's really about taking care of people and helping people through that journey. So making sure you're checking in with them. And then it's like probably a month into it. If they're a month and they're about to be on their next month auto ship, that's when I'm going to ask them the question, hey, I love that you're loving the products. That's so amazing. Have you ever considered doing what I do and getting paid to share your love for it? And they're either going to be like, no, I never have, I don't want to. Or they're like, oh, no, I never have. But oh, now that you say that. Or they'll be like, I actually have been thinking about that. And so then it just opens up that conversation about the business. And that's a whole other topic we're not going to get into. But really, that's how to retain. And sometimes they don't. I have a ton of customers who don't want to sell it. They just don't. And that's fine. And so, but they love the product. And they actually send people to me. I have a lot of referrals that way too. Hey, because people are like, oh, what are you doing? You're losing weight, or they notice they're happier, or whatever it is. And so I have a lot of customers that refer a lot of people to me because I'm like, if I ask them this question, they're like, no, I really have this career or something I'm doing, or there's some sort of reason they really just don't want to get into network marketing. Then I'm like, cool, well, I'm always appreciate referrals. If people notice you're happier or you're losing weight or whatever it is, you can clearly point them in my direction, and I appreciate that. And I have a ton of customers who do that. So that's my little spiel.
Okay, so I accidentally missed one of the slides, so I'm going to go back just so we can cover it really fast. I was like looking, I was wondering where the chat went this whole time. There it is, guys. Okay, so I'm not going to open this but you guys can see. This is in the file section of the Dynasty, you guys. Like this entire thing, I just copied, pasted it. So going back, how to start talking to your customers, AKA you're posting fire ass posts. They're up on your wall. People are maybe in your inbox asking for you, hey, what's this thing you're doing? Can you give me some information? Maybe they're not. Maybe you just are like finding a pattern of people liking and commenting on your photos, but they're not in your inbox. They're just like liking and commenting. This is a good, solid conversation, you guys. Like literally, I have this conversation over and over and over and over with different people, obviously, but this is the exact setup that we use for basically every conversation. So I'm not going to read it to you guys. Obviously, you can take the time to read it now. It's in the file section. But depending on the person, I would ask them, like, I'm wondering if you'd be open to checking out the business, or I say, would you be open to trying a sample or whatever, however you want to go about it to start the conversation. What we have here is super generic and honestly straightforward. If they're in network marketing, I'll sometimes even say, like, hey, I'm going to get straight to the point and want to see if you are open to hearing about the business or trying a sample, or, whatever, however you want to take the conversation. And if they, say sure, that's when I make sure I'm not saying too much. I feel like this is when people start to say too much, and then they want to get a little bit Sid the Science Kitty, and trust me, I want to do that sometimes too, because that's like just who I am. But it doesn't work to do that. So this is when we kind of pass it off into our landing page. That's why we have our landing page, is for you guys to use it. And so, you just tell them, you've got this website that explains everything. Would they be open to checking that out? And you guys chat afterwards. Most likely they're going to be like, hell yeah, I don't want to listen to you talk to me anyways. So you pass off the, what's this coffeebiz.com. Everybody can use that. That is for the team, not just like for specific people. Everyone is free to use it. You should be using it. And then you can add, we don't use the brew anymore. I'm seeing that it says the brew because I literally copied and pasted it. But you can add the people, your prospects, to the Dynasty's Happiness Project. We stopped using the brew. I just think the brew is very large. So it's a very overwhelming for prospects when they're added to that massive, we're like at 10,000 people or something in there. So that is literally it. That was from start to finish. Of kind of how things, I'm going to stop share if I can figure that out on my computer. I got to move this thing down. We basically just wanted to run through with everybody, like, what this is all like, what the conversations are like. It seems fairly simple, but like, I really just think it's a good way for us to refresh our memories on how to keep things simple. If you haven't realized, I feel like the key in all of this is consistency and simplicity. Don't overcomplicate it. Have fun, and don't overthink. Okay, so did we miss anything in the chat? Is there any questions or anything that I missed in here? I'm just seeing the chat for the first time. What do you do if someone you don't know orders and doesn't respond when checking in? Keep checking in, honestly, not like every day. That's very excessive. But I would still be checking in with her, every other week. There we go. I would still be checking in with them, seeing if they, at least do your due diligence kind of a thing. But at the end of the day, if they place an order and they don't feel like talking to you, then they're probably not going to talk to you. The group is called Rank Makers, Lindsay. It is awesome. It's $20 a month to be a part of the group. But like I said, like we all have said many, many times, it's totally worth it in terms of growth. I really feel like it's a huge part of my success is because I've learned from Ray. Hi, Brookie. Okay. So is the Brew a different Facebook group, or so the Brew is our uplines ATM group, which means add tag message group. We do not any longer use that group. We are solely just using the Dynasty's Happiness Project. They are essentially the same exact thing. The Dynasty's Happiness Project is just our group, and the Brew is our uplines group. Let me see. I use that script every time. Yes, Chrissy, I swear I have the same conversation, just different people. Okay, I think we got all of the questions. I learned so much from the 14-day challenge. That's awesome, Kim. Like, it's an awesome, awesome group. Like, he's worth it. He's great. So Ray Higdon is, he runs Rank Makers. If you guys don't know who Ray Higdon is, Ray is awesome. He has crazy knowledge. He's so very smart. And he joined 11 network marketing companies before he hit it big, which is super cool to me. Okay, guys, well, I think we answered everybody's questions. Obviously, you guys know where we are. If you do have any more questions, we hope this helped you, and we are excited to see some of you guys. So we will be having a team call next Tuesday, just so everybody knows. And then Dallas is going to be that following week. So we are excited to know when is the next 14-day challenge. We don't know, Annie, when the next 14-day challenge is, but if you're in Rank Makers, you won't miss it. He'll definitely be sharing in there. So Rank Makers, just so everybody knows, it only opens like for certain times and for certain time periods. So when we say like Rank Makers is open tomorrow and like get on the wait list, that's because like he only opens it for certain amount of days for people to get in. So that's kind of what we meant by that. Okay. All right, you guys, I'm not sure about the headaches. What do you do? What? Okay. Water. Yes. If anybody's getting headaches from drinking the coffee, they're likely dehydrated and they want, or they might need to eat as well. That helps too. So too much caffeine can do that. So, all right, you guys, thank you guys for hopping on. Go enjoy the rest of your night and we will see you all very soon. Bye.